Millennial pause. Rawr. Um, Hi, video. So, give me a second. Um, I'm reporting from a war zone. What do I mean by that? I'm reporting from a war zone. Let's on a cardigan. Because I am having to lean a lot. That's better. Um, I got a really good deal on a Facebook Marketplace, and I got a lot of blasters that I haven't previously had. So theoretically, um, I will be making more videos. I always say that. So get that out of the way. My first Ultra blasters were in this. Okay, no, I got the Ultra 2 at one point, but I didn't have any ammo. Importantly, got ammo in this transaction. This would be the only. Also, I'm trying out a laugh, so y'all, we'll see how that sounds. You'll probably hear this a lot. Um, so this is going to be the only way that I would get a Ultra blaster, other than the Ultra 2, because the Ultra 2 actually does something cool. Because I have a lot of feelings about the Ultra Blaster line that I don't think would be crazy to hear. It's going to be a lot of stuff that, like, other people have said probably. But hey, it's been like a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. Why not talk about it some more? So, what is the Ultra line? Sounds cool, don't it? It looks okay. The Ultra line was supposed to be like a new, like, flagship line by Nerf to kind of reinvigorate the hobby space, I guess, by being like, this is the Ultra, it looks really premium, kind of like a pro, like it seemed like they were going to try to do this as a pro series, but it didn't really go as great. For, okay, what the Warzone is that because there's a lot of blasters that are just strode all over the place because it's over my storage is overflowing and I've got to all that shit. So anyway, so the Ultra line was supposed to be this new Ultra line that came out with a few kick-ass blasters that, oh my god, didn't really go as well, but they're trying some new shit. One, new dart style. Nerf Elite Dart. We all know this. Roughly half an inch long, or half an inch in diameter. I used to actually have the measurement of it off the top of my head because I was referring to them as like cartridge cases because I'm quirky. Anyway, so thicker by a large margin. It's like almost a mega dart, but not quite. It's also made out of a different material, more like a styrofoam cup rather than like. That's not really a good focus. Well, either way, you can kind of tell. This is the old one because again, this is like an older blaster. They've made new Ultra Darts since then that are different colors. The like silver, they're like the ACU. We actually made them right this time version. These are mid. They're also very. Hold on, I already have one that's deformed. So like Nerf darts are pretty easy to deform, but they kind of form back. These don't. And also, I haven't tried this myself, but maybe because it was already broken. But I've seen someone like snap it. It may have just been really dry. It's kind of humid in this room, so maybe that's why it didn't work. Um, or I don't know. It's just the material's different. It is not lighter, but the weight is distributed differently. I don't know how to translate that between. Okay, whatever. The end of it is also. I shouldn't use the fucked up one. The end of it is also different. Now, why? The chambers. Okay, let's talk about the Nerf Ultra 1. We're supposed to be talking about the Nerf Ultra 1. What is it? It is a flywheel powered Ultra Blaster. Kind of standard array. It does not have in-strike compatible barrel lug. It does have rails. I don't know if they're in-strike compatible. Let's find out. They are in-strike compatible. Good. Then, so we got two rails up here and an unjamming door or an access door right here. Rev switch, actual switch. The batteries go here. So you like unscrew and then we got a thumb hole style stock. It's a little tight. Then we got some dart storage on the back. So cover me, I'm reloading. That kind of thing. It functions a lot like most other drum fed, kind of like a barricade to be honest. So like mechanical pusher, rev. Something that I've noticed that this has a lot. This has kind of a friction point up here. See that? So like if your darts aren't fully like set, kind of there's an opportunity for snaggage going on here. I think that's to be fair, that could be like that for a lot of drum fed blasters, but I haven't had as many potential snags. I've had a lot in this, and I've only had this for a little while. Does that make sense? Anyway, do you see how there's like this is the end of the cylinder? How like the end of the dart pokes out? That is so the pusher can go through, but there is a mechanism inside that basically is supposed to read if the end of the dart fits it. I don't know how it does it. It's mechanical. The idea is that it can't use other darts. One, elite darts wouldn't fit in this anyway. Elite darts are smaller. I've covered that. But some had theorized at the time that the Ultra line and really Nerf's movement towards different ammunition styles, like Hyperline came out pretty soon after that, which I guess to be fair could have been like a Pokemon thing. They were trying to be like, we got the Ultra one, we got the Great one, we got the, I know that was out of order, Hyper one, Master Blaster. They probably couldn't call it that, because then how would they top that in the next fiscal year? So, new ammo type, because what did Elite do? It kind of standardized dart sizes, because I don't know if y'all would remember, but Busby darts used to not exactly be like Nerf darts, and it made it difficult to the inside of them, the guts of them were a little different. I don't have an old school Busby dart, but this is just a bad. The diameter of I actually covered this in an old video of mine. I don't even know if it's still listed. When I had a Busby shell ejecting blaster, I compared the two because, like, at the time, it was harder to just get packs of darts, and I would try to put my elite darts in a Busby shell, and I couldn't because the dart wall was less tight. So when you put an elite dart in the shell, it just wouldn't fire because there was too much friction with the dart post. Anyway, now you might be like, damn, that's kind of loud. 4C batteries. I just bought 4C batteries to test the rapid strikes that I had gotten in this deal. So I figured I would try this. and I'll show you it. I have done some test fires, um, and have ran into some issues. So maybe we'll see some. I don't know. I'll try to keep it low so that we can see the target. Now I'm gonna turn it over here just to show it's a very long trigger pull. Like, and it's very easy to. It's short stroking. In this case, it is still firing, but the drum doesn't seem to be getting a full rotation. I don't know. It's tough to fire quickly with this. Is kind of what I'm going at. I'm going to try now. I did get one skip. This is the second time I fired this blaster, so maybe it's because I was committing to the pull and letting the follow through happen. Like, yeah, yeah. So I would say that this would be kind of tough for a kid to use. It's also a little heavier. I will say though, the weight of it is much better than like a rapid strike because, for instance, the batteries go here in a rapid strike. It goes here. So it's very balanced blaster. It does feel good. The shell is kind of cool. It's very future. I don't love the big drum. Also another thing. Wow, very cool plate. Didn't do. This is kind of when a lot of Nerfs leaning into the we're only gonna paint one side of the blaster shit was going on. Um, anyway, wait a minute. Now, okay, it's not made for this because, like, for instance, it'll slide out, which I guess does mean that you can rear load it. Okay, Adventure Force Dart. Oh, have I been wrong? Okay, this is a loose fit. I will give it that. Okay, it's pushing them out, but it's really bad. Which, I mean, to be fair, that is kind of what we expected. Because, like, since the dart diameter is wider for the Ultra Dart, it's the wheels aren't catching the Elite Dart as much. I'm just playing around right now. My hair's really oily. I'm just playing around, and this is not how. This is not indicative of it. So it is firing Elite Darts, not well. Um, I'm wondering. I don't like the different dart style. I don't. I like everything to be elite or elite adjacent. Um, because it's hot. That's why I took the cardigan off to start with. I don't like new dart types. I like half darts because it's elite adjacent. It's at least somewhat within the wheelhouse. Easy to lose these in the shadows, the dark shadows of the corner of over there. Hard to find. The silver ones I've heard are better to find and are more accurate. These are just kind of flying all over the place. This is supposed to have over 100 feet per second, the highest performing. They really poured a lot of money into the marketing of this, and that is largely what I remember being kind of my impression of it. Was like, man, they put a lot of, like, getting a lot of like Nerf YouTubers to, or just like influencers to some degree. Some of them were Nerf, some of them weren't, and I noticed that the ones that were a little bit more critical of the Ultra line weren't the ones that were invited to collaborate. Which, yeah, why would you want naysayers? But we're talking like people who were either blowing smoke up Hasbro's ass about it, or people who are just like being genuine about it. These were a little bit more expensive. I got this for dirt cheap, and I would not recommend it as this is kind of all over the place. I haven't taken my meds yet. Also, I haven't made a video in a while, and I just am doing this. I really hope the lav mic works because I'm just talking, and I have no idea if you can hear me. So, would I recommend picking up this blaster if you got it for like Facebook Marketplace, Goodwill, stuff like that? No. Only because, unless you're like someone in the hobby, like myself, or a lot of the other people who do this way more than me, because then you're more likely to like either be in the wheelhouse of like modifying it to take elite darts. Would I do that? No. There are a bunch of other blasters that do what this is doing better and take elite darts, perform better. The Dart Zone Max Pro, whatever the hell, Tomcat is basically this but better. It did come out after this, so we'll put the timeline to the side, but like was also cheaper than this, if I recall. I don't remember what this MSRP'd at. What it P'd at? I don't know. I'd be willing to bet that the. Anyway. If you have the darts, yeah, cool. I jumped on this deal mainly because I knew it came with darts. Also, they had like a bunch of blasters that I wanted to get my hands on to like look at, like a rival Hypnos. The Fortnite, it's just a strike, but we know this. Anyway, but it gave me some darts to test my Ultra 2 out, which I would like to convert to Elite at some point because it's a cool design for a revolver. Different video if it'll ever come out. Um, it's cool. Would not really recommend it. I'm looking to get rid of this one, to be honest, but that's because I want to buy cooler stuff. Anyway, Nerf Ultra 1. It would be really cool if I like stopped at that point, but I know I'm not. I'm actually going to keep this part in, so it completely negates. Hold on, wait. What if I do it at the same time?